Every YouTube creator will at one time ask the question, how do I create the perfect thumbnail? What is the perfect thumbnail? The answer is as diverse as the people watching YouTube clips. What you like and what you don't like is a very subjective matter. There are, however, a few ground rules that can help you pass the barriers of getting noticed. Let me show you what I do. Let me just start by saying that the following is my own ideas, my own workflow, and I am in no way saying that you should do the same. This is just for inspiration. Everybody is allowed to their own opinions. So if you feel that what I say is wrong or downright stupid, please share your thoughts in the comments below. But if this video in any way helps you, leave a thumbs up. Before I go into Photoshop and the actual thumbnail creation, I want to talk a little about some of the things that are worth considering. First of all, the question, what is a good thumbnail? Well, it has to be better than the competition. It has to be noticed and it has to make people click on it. That doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be nicer, prettier, cleaner. If it works, it works. Many creators tend to follow the trends of how their competition creates thumbnails, and this could be by adding a 10 pixel border around every cutout or around all the text, or by using semi-naked women as clickbait. A common advice is that your thumbnails need to be consistent, so that when people see your thumbnails, they will instantly connect it to your channel and your brand. I would argue that this does not apply to small channels. I mean, if you don't have a brand, people wouldn't recognize it anyway. So if you don't have a brand yet, experiment as much as possible until you find your sweet spot. Alright? The next thing you want to consider is some of the design theories. Probably the easiest one to understand and to get to know is the AIDA model. Attention, interest, desire, action. You want to capture someone's attention. You want to spark an interest that creates the desire to perform the action. Now the problem is that all this happens in just a fraction of a second. Research has shown that the human brain is capable of decoding and deciding within 0.2 seconds. Back in 2006, I was creating good old-fashioned web banners. And we did a lot of testing, evaluation, optimization, and we often ended up with using the banners that were furthest away from the color scheme of the web page they were on. The colors were used to draw attention, the image on the banner to create the interest, the text to create the desire, and then we got the click, which was the action we wanted. But let's move on to the thumbnail. When I create my thumbnails, I follow 3 simple rules of thumb. I want all my thumbnails to be different, but not too different, just not the same. I want them to be easy to read and decode, even for those who doesn't know the channel and know what we stand for. I want them to be able to understand what the video is about, and I want them to be easy to create. Mr. Unbox is a hobby project and I still have my daytime job to take care of, so I can't spend hours on this. That's why I tried to simplify the process as much as possible. This leads to the thumbnail, which basically consists of 3 elements. A background image, a foreground image, and some text. Each of these elements can serve different purposes. Sometimes I want the background image to be in focus, sometimes I want the foreground image, and sometimes the text itself is the dominant element. Having it set up like this gives me a lot of flexibility in terms of creativity. So in preparation for the thumbnail, I have a 3-step process. First, I generate my idea. I want to have a general sense of what I'm going to show and what I'm going to tell. Secondly, I gather all my material, and this can be by going on Google and finding free-to-use images, going on royalty-free image banks to find some nice backgrounds, or to shoot my own photos of products or of myself. The last step is the production in Photoshop, where I put it all together. So this is where we are now. I'm going to create a thumbnail for this video, and I'm taking you through the process. First of all, the idea. I'm thinking that I want a thumbnail that tells something about the process, maybe the 3 steps. Of course, something with YouTube and maybe something with Photoshop. So my initial idea is to have me in the foreground holding up 3 fingers, maybe YouTube in the background. I could also take it a step further and have myself with 2 thumbs up and then a 3rd finger with a thumbs up blended in. That requires a little more Photoshop, but I think the idea is worth considering, so I'll do my photos for that. And the text is something with the 3. I have my 3 rules, I have my 3 steps, I have my 3 elements, 3 times 3. So the text is something like 3 steps to winning the thumbnail war. Well, that's an idea. And as you can see here, this is my complete process. I spent maybe 2 minutes thinking about what I want to do before I start gathering my material. So that's the next step, gather materials. Okay, so as you can see, I have all my footage ready now, and I am ready to put it all together. I will just quickly use the Photoshop select tool to remove all the extras that I don't need, and then I'm going to start to fiddle it around and put everything together. So that was the quick and dirty version. Now I'm just going to try to place the elements and then add the text that I want. So my idea is that I want the text 3 steps to winning the thumbnail war. And that is actually quite a lot of text to put into a thumbnail. And at the same time I want the background to be visible, because I want to use the complete thumbnail and put a smaller version into the background. So this is actually pretty close to what I want. There's still some work to do to make the text look right. I will add some color to 1 or 2 of the words, and there's some artifacts around my hair that I need to remove. So it's just a small couple of things, and then of course the final placement to balance it all out. I'll show you the final result in just a second. Okay, so after shifting things around a bit and trying to place it all, this is what I ended up with. I hope you like it, and I hope that you liked this little walkthrough. This is how I create my thumbnails. If you feel this was in any way useful, give us a thumbs up. Tell me what you think, how you do it, how do you make your thumbnails? Let me know in the comments below, and if you are into gadgets, don't forget to subscribe, because we'll be back with a lot more gadget unboxings and gadget news in the future. Subscribe, add notifications, stay frosty people, and see ya!